Hello YouTube. The 12 just came out a little bit ago. Um, this is what so far what I've read. This is gonna be the mid-season, mid-season update that should be coming up here in 3 or 4 weeks. This week at Bungie, we're still recovering from the emotional roller coaster that was last week's story mission. If you still haven't caught up in the story mission, I would recommend doing the story missions. They're very intriguing. And this week, Remembrance, centering around Amanda Holiday. Well, we're still making our best attempt at pretending we aren't solving messes for our favorite mechanic. We did want to share a preview of the mid-season weapon update. A fun behind the scenes look development, animation honors, and a update on what player support team is working hard on. Here we're going to be digging into this week. Preview of our mid-season update, answering questions about one particular weapon players are searching for, behind the scenes of placeholder animations regarding that gun. The art and movie of the week pick. Update from our player support team and known issues. Yeah. With all these new 12s. In case you missed last week's TDR, we said farewell to the man beloved our Commander Ryan Reddick. Quick wrap up of our recent blog post. Some changes to the written nightmares. Bonus heads up to that massive challenge mode begins this week. Began this last reset. Before we move on to the actual 12, we wanted to pay tribute to Amanda Holiday last week. We said also goodbye to the character that proudly walked the Guardian path in every way, but her life. Holiday gave her life. During the season defiance, and she did so in the most Amanda way possible. Like a compassionate badass with a capital B. No matter her trials, her heart never shilled away from caring about those around her. Even her mind begged her to be more reserved, to be someone with friendship with the girl. And against all odds, would result in the step of ways. She showed her vanguard. She was there to support them. We also saw it each time we spoke with her. Even if we just needed a little tune-up, ship tune-up, picture Amanda. On a personal note, I worked on aircraft when I was active. So, I was writing whichever community manager. She was a light and I had strength. Remember to give up our life for this rendering. Time for the difficulty conversation. Keeping an eye. First updates from Strange Entities update. We've reduced the legend and master enemy HP scalars for non-boss units, which we felt were higher than we liked. Huh. Who would have thought? Reduce the enemy HP scalar and non-raid / dungeon legend and master activities by 10%. Yeah. Reduce the co-op enemy HP scalar and legendary Avalon by 33% in a full fire team. Yeah, that's a yikes. We've also made additional reductions to commendations requirements. Players can reach some milestones at a more enjoyable pace. Basically made rank 11 easier to hit. Nice. Reduce Hawthorne's weekly challenge combination target. Really? Remove Guardian rank objectives that require players to give a combination from 7, 8, and 9. Wait. So, they're removed Guardian rank objectives that require players to give a combination. Assuming. Yeah. Because I think. You had to give like 50 for the go rate 10. You're on. Rank 7, 200 plus 460. Rank 8, 477 was 790? Was 1290. Now it went down 910. Mid-season. We corrected an issue with target lock. Ooh. That's been the issue with the Trials SMG Immortal. That's why it's been so rampant, because target lock's been bugged, and if you even miss I think 4 bullets, you still get the target lock. High target lock damage. When did the Sea of PvE sandbox shook out after the release of not necessary to see if primary weapons needed a buff, but more to see how much we should buff them. We've done quite a bit of testing, quite ranging from heroic Lightfalls to legendary campaigns, all the way up to Grand Masters. Their testing of Grand Masters will be interesting, because it has to depend on the player's skill if they're to stay alive. And heroic and other content, you should be more likely to one-shot red bars. Well, yeah. Depending on weapon type. Even in GMs, we have shaped how many shots it takes to kill for the bullet weapons against red and orange bars. We want to add that we do not believe that we're done tuning weapon damage PvE as merely a starting point we'll revisit in the coming seasons. To make sure everything has place in the sandbox. PvE changes. Auto rifles. Surface combination SMGs. So I don't want to defeat combatant faster these as that would fit the script and validate the lower range options instead. So they're increasing auto rifle damage to 25%. Pulse rifles and hand cannons and sidearms to 20%. Guessing this is PvE. Scout rifles 10. And the SMG and bows were already good, so they're not tuning that. Oh. Cloud Strike. Let's see. SMGs. First of them have been a very strong PvP, you think? Kilos SMG. Remove some tuning in the custom scope, causing these weapons have significantly less recoil than intended. Recoil is now in line with other aggressive SMGs, where barely noticeable. So I'm not going to put much on the dent. That So we've reduced the damage of aggressive subfamily that were released alongside 21. So this will not release in the mid-season not patch. This will not release in the mid-season. The change of a target, shifting the resilience threshold where the gun can achieve its optimal 0.67 TTK down to a lower value, force a more reasonable 0.77 TTK. Huh. While also decreasing the forgiveness of miss crits. Oh boy. Let's see what they do. Oh boy. When we last touched, Fusion Rifle Shotguns has seen a big drop in effectiveness, and we were concerned about rapid fire fusions would rise up to take their place. Such would probably nerf rapid fires pretty hard. In today's sandbox, this is less of the concern due to the renewed strength of shotguns, followed the airborne fitness and pellet speed changes. So we've walked back some of the damage nerfs made to rapid fires. This change will push them back, defeating all resale levels in 7 bolts, giving them the decent bump to ease of use. Yeah. This is definitely what Fusion needed. Definitely. Oh, sorry. Definitely what Fusion needed is a decent bump to easy use. Definitely. Increase the burst damage by 15. Damage per bolt goes to 27 to 28, so it's like 1 damage. Damage PvE is unchanged. Trace rifles and Crucible. They're increasing base damage by 4%. Reduce precision hit multiplier from 1.4 to 1.35. So down, they're basically going down 0.05. Increase the effective stability at resistant punch by 100 at 100 stat. Rapid fire sniper rifles. I've long struggled to find a place in both PvP and PvE. Meta and PvP, their ability killed body shots puts a new unit fitting their snipers. In PvE, their fast RPM puts in inventory sides and constantly feel low in ammo to address their concerns. Then with other sniper supply mites, we've reduced the recoil by 50%, and this means hitting crits on a boss or champs in PvE is much easier. Taking a rapid follow-up shot in PvP is 2. We've also increased the inventory stat by 30%, which should give them a lot more rounds to play with in PvE content. So at the end of the day, rapid fire snipers are recoil going down by 50%, and their magazines going up by 30. This will be interesting. Final warning: be able to track targets through barricades while fighting in some cases, but felt pretty unfair to play against. It was not intended mechanic of the weapon. Yeah. That was definitely not working. Terrible. Sometimes something we have to keep an eye on. I was spotlight being shown on versus fight. SMGs, it felt like Terra has had its time in the sun. When the weapon was introduced, there was generally less survivability in PvP, and the intention was that it would take Mira 2 full engagements to get Ravenous active, which made it one of the coolest, costliest perks activators we had in the game, justified the certain power it offered. As the sandbox progressed, however, survivors increase, it has become possible for Ravenous Beast to be very close to activating after a single engagement. Yeah. After they have an overshoot. After a single engagement, this has meant that savvy players could purposely bait or take small amount of damage extending a grenade effect to top off the perk. Yeah. And then have it active for the second engagement that the increased easy access that's made Ravenous Beast to Outlier in today's Crucible left option to reducing the potency of the perk or trying to make its activation more difficult. We decided to work with the latter. Reduction energy granted from taking damage, but the one's back. Bonus back on the user to deal damage and the balance of the perk back towards the difficult activator that justifies its reward of potent effect. In addition, we're continuing our mission to just assume allies. So reduce the amount of Ravenous Beast energy generated from taking damage from 3% to 1%. It's basically zoom went down 1. Revision 4 times the charm. Working with revision went into 100 traces fun. Intended interaction, but caused some unfortunate issues activating it too early while the perk was up. Caused the weapon to overflow its limited mag size. Like they didn't think that through. And returned to normal pulse rifle mode. We've made a fix the 4 times charm can continue to work while Hunter's Trace is active, but it will not be able to grant ammo until all shots have been expended. This means you can still enjoy the 2 free shots provided by the perk as long as you hit all 4 Hunter's Trace rounds without worrying about being kicked out of the mode. In addition, we've buffed the damage of the Hunter's Trace. That might make revision better than R-Beam for gems, because it's also a Hawkeye frame. Buff Hawkeye every burst rounds by 75%. Main buffing by 75%. Yeah, I can see that. Plus, you have limited rounds, so this will now make it more of a trade-off when choosing pendant origin perks, either dealing more damage in the primary mode but changing Hunter Trace more slowly, or dealing less damage but charging the bonus shots more quickly. 4 times the charm will now reset when entering trace mode, Hunter Trace. This will prevent the issues of firing a single shot while in Hunter Trace and being forcibly returned to pulse rifle mode. Increase PvE damage 25% for the light one, and then 75% for the heavy. Reticle. Oh, so they added, they added like a little, like, go back here. Where is it? Once you get a kill, they added like a little number. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. So when you get a kill, this highlights to show you more on the crosshair instead you have to look over here. It's nice. So they kill Scions. Quicksilver. So just updating some of the weapons. Okay. At the Season 21 launch, there's been a rework of weapons hit by reticles. That was basically we saw here. The aggressive frame SMG nerf is next season. I wish this was mid-season, but... And then the Timber Saint buffed up PvE. Rapid fire snipers next season. A buff and adjustments to more than a dozen exotic weapons, including Graviton Lance and 7. What? That'll be interesting. I mean, Someone's on Salvation's crib? Meta? Not really. It's power slot. We're going to be taking a look at how zoom attacks. Neurax, damage fall, the base damage of fall weapons in general, zoom and perks like rangefinder that make me like zoom, like have become a requirement on several weapon types. 8 handguns. So consolidate the zoom values on the certain weapon types, which remove the important lever that they can modify weapon field. Given the effect zoom has on a field of view, recoil reduction and aim assist fall off. I think that's good. I think I said missing Kostov and peek behind the developer curtain. And we currently that we would need animate at that moment much more specifically that way. Typical handle guardians pointing weapons previous scenes. Many players have noticed some of the silly results in some real-time scenes, even when they avoid string poses like Guardian holding a bow. At the end of the Witch Queen, I spun up a thread. The studio leads and suggested that we decide on the default weapon that we could feature if we ever need something specific like this. Because also, it's the very first weapon every player receives in Destiny. Literally, every Guardian is sneaking around with this weapon, so it felt like the right call. At the same time, new systems was being developed that would give Guardians like accommodation. Similarly, there were a lot of visual bugs popping up with certain weapons like glaive and bows. The animation team stretched thin, closing on cinematics. New set of animations, unfortunately, something that would cost us content. Because of that, we made the decision to use the same default logic in the instances for a visual bug would detect from the quality bar we aim to achieve. Regarding helmets seen in-game cinematic, in-engine cinematics, I've seen some folks post screenshots for their Guardian from real-time cinematics made helmetless. Something we started doing in Lightfall is respecting the player's choice of helmet or no helmet in the real-time scenes. Where appropriate, we'll keep your helmet on in the vacuum space, for example. But for the most part, if you choose hide helmet, you'll see your guardian's face, and if you don't, you won't, unless there's a special exception. I don't want to make that promise too airtight, just in case. There's one caveat to keep in mind: the Season 20 cinematic was in production before we finalized plan, so from Season 21 onward, this will be consistent. Okay. So before they basically did all this, they already made this into the season cinematic. That'd be interesting what they did. There's a bonus sneak peek. Some animators and film industry were recently discussing how they push animation poses in ridiculous ways to get the framing just on camera, better shot composition and framing. Started up some interesting conversation, so we figured out we'll show one of these reframings for the example of the season 20 intro cinematic. Whatever it takes to get the shot, you know. Amanda Holiday. Wait, is this the Amanda Holiday shoots the Shappy at Crow? Sorry if I misspelled it for some years. There will be wallpapers. Wait, I'll move my mouse off the screen so if everyone screams that. I'll even put a link down below for the 12. Here's Ron. Yamina. Electran. That looks cool. That's right. Yamina. Black Commission. Oh. This one's is really sick for mobile. Another week of player support report. Okay. Loadout crashes are experienced. We're aware of an issue where attempting to equip a certain loadout can cause a game crash. Players. We recommend that players experiencing error code Weasel when equipping loadouts to ensure that class items are using the updated version of the empowered finish. Ooh. Yeah. Make sure you have this updated. Guardian rank update. The combination requirements for unlocking 7, 8, and 9 have been updated. The updated requirements can be viewed in the Guardian rank objectives by navigating into the Journey tab. Players must complete and claim all required objectives, then interact with the Ironwood tree and unlock their next Guardian rank. While they continue investigating various known issues, here's the list of the latest issues that were reported to us. The preservation mission in Throne World is not available for some players. The boss sector in Neoma has a longer respawn timer. Yeah. Especially on Legend. Veteran players do not receive the correct amount of warbooks when they rank up for the first time. Reservoir burst explosions sub-distance can sometimes fail to activate on a kill. Adept Trials Handcan is getting one round less in the magazine than a non-adept. The grab lift on a Miyamuna is tied to frame rate. Nice. causing players with higher frame rates to die upon landing. Lovely. That was very lovely. That happened too. Non-Lightfall quests showed up under the Lightfall quest category. Hunter gauntlets, thunderhead grips, or for people are missing as ornament for armor synthesis, if you're looking for that. Certain heavy weapon archetypes are not benefiting from equipping a third reserve mod. Players are no longer able to equip the Unbroken Dial, old Crucible title. Restoration reverts to a lower timer when applying the original source of the buff. Weapons can mark targets through Titan barricades. Threat of generation stops functioning on hunters for grenades that aren't grapple after using their super. Unpowered melee can produce a fast melee combo quick succession, aka Warlock can do a quick melee. PvP. Players experience a black screen when previewing Gamer bundles on PS5. Some players on Steam are able to progress past the class icon, voting Splinter. Accommodations are grayed out as already given some activities. Movie of the week.
Guardian down.
Wait, what? Oh, they're doing rocketing. So just do this. Rocket riding, Lumina riding, Guardian down riding. What?
Oh, I fell. 3, 2, 1, go.
Did it send you?
Yeah, I was so fucking high.
I'm falling in the desert. There's some artwork. Or exploring artwork. And then ending on the top. I'll go up to hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like some peace and have a good rest of your day.